Hey everybody, Tim here for tonight's episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 10, and Season 3, Episode 1, two-parter, Hegemony. I didn't like it. Wasn't really my thing, wasn't really digging it that much. It's okay. As far as a two-parter, it was interesting, but I don't know, I felt like it was kind of slow going. It was very difficult to, hold my interest. I'm kind of over the Gorn already. I don't like the Gorn. I don't think they're interesting. I love Arena for the original series, and I can understand the building up to that. But as I've said in other videos for Strange New Worlds, and even the one episode of Enterprise with the Gorn, less is more, I guess. And they're so serious about it. And it just every time they say the Gorn, if you just switch it out with the Borg for the next generation, that's the intensity that they have. And I'm just is it though? And they're trying. I mean, the writers for Strange New Worlds are giving it all they can. But the CGI isn't doing it for me. I get that we can't just have a dude walk around in a lizard suit. It wouldn't fly by today's standards. But I was just whatever. So as soon as I start out with the Gorn, I was like, oh god. And the very Independence Day opening with the ship slowly coming in, I was like, okay. I like some of the technical stuff. I liked the idea of flying or floating around space debris. Which again, I was just okay, so the first Gorn episode was just the aliens, and now we got Independence Day, and now you're doing Star Wars with Boba Fett. So I was let's just do something unique with the Gorn, for fuck's sake. They really emphasize Ortega in this episode and just her ability to fly, which kind of scares me for that character because I've really, really come to like Erica. And we know she's not in the original series, so I'm hoping that they just kind of write her out and she does something else. I'm hoping it's not a big tragedy, and I hope she doesn't get killed or something like that. We do get to meet Scotty in this one, who, as soon as he started talking, I was I know who this is. I know what they're going to do. But they did a great job. The casting is well done. The actor did a good job of kind of being that miracle worker, which Pila, I think, has the line of put a gun to your head, you can make anything. And it's oh, I mean, they prove it. It's great. So and I don't know if this is intentional or if this is me reading too much into it, but after Erica gets kidnapped, she talks about losing half of her hand or whatever, but James Doohan, who played Scotty in the original series, didn't have a middle finger on his right hand. So that's why if you notice in all the publicity photos and everything, he's always holding a phaser with his left hand, even though he's right-handed. You only get to see it a few times. The most notable is actually Relics in The Next Generation. So I was oh, is that a reference to Scotty, since we now have Scotty? But I don't know. Again, could be reading way too much into it. I was curious the next time we actually, because we see Pike throw Scotty a phaser, but I don't think he actually points it at anything. So I'm curious if he's going to point it at his left hand, or is that just too fucking nerdy for anybody but me? One of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit out of nowhere, this is again just me being picky, was Spock getting phrases wrong, where he says thinking around the box or something instead of outside the box, and he says rules are intended to be broken, and Chapel's just it's close enough. I feel Spock would get those correct, because that's who Spock is. He gets everything correct. So I feel that Vulcan photographic memory or whatever, I feel he should have gotten those correct. It was just a weird little him getting stuff wrong. But again, he's half human, so who knows? Maybe he just doesn't like idioms. The whole invasion thing was kind of interesting, and then them putting the Gorn to sleep with lights. By this point, I was really kind of oh, just move it along. Why is this 2 episodes? But we don't have to deal with the Gorn again until 5 years from now or whatever, when we see Arena. So I don't know. I'm trying to like the Gorn, but I don't know. So far this series is getting me more with the comedic episodes than with the serious ones. That being said, not all the time. I did love the number 1 trial episode, but like, as far as the Gorn, I'm so over it. Any Gorn episode, just expect me to not like it. So, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Go ahead and let me know. We're into season 3. I'm almost caught up. I'm assuming season 4 is not going to be until like the summer, so I got plenty of time. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that jazz. And I will see you guys next time for Wedding Bell Blues.